Okay. So our leader tonight for our meditation is Barbara Buckley. Barbara is a queer octogenarian, retired clinical social worker, and young spiritual companion spiritual director, having graduated in 2019 from the Spiritual Guidance Training Institute. Barbara left her childhood religion decades ago, but held on to the gifts of that tradition through her relationship with her godmother, a Roman Catholic nun for more than 70 years. Seeking a broader path to the divine through trial and error, and ultimately through her SGTI training, Barbara has claimed her calling as a spiritually fluid person. Her primary practices and guides come from Buddhism, Judaism, earth-based practices, and her participation in CCC of Tiburon. She offers individual and group spiritual direction and embodying spirit, a monthly contemplative practice. Along with her wife, Barb, she has been a keeper of quarterly equinox and solstice gatherings for over a decade. Barbara can be reached at spirituallyfluid19@gmail.com. All right, Barbara, I will pass it over to you.
Thank you, Lynn, and everyone for being here.
And I'm going to mute in case any of you else want to, just in case.
And Sonia, it's a joy to see you, an old friend from some years back.
Yeah. I saw your name and I thought I got to be here.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. Well, what I'm going to offer today, I think I offered in a different format maybe a few years ago, but this is a guided journey through the 7 steps of interspiritual meditation. And I just wonder that this was developed by Ed Bastion and with a whole huge group of amazing people from a whole variety of traditions. And I think it was probably about 20 years ago that he first created this ISM, as it's known, interspiritual meditation. I wonder I wonder who among you are at all familiar with interspiritual meditation, the 7 steps. Are any of you familiar with it? Okay, all right. Then I will explain as I go along, but what I'm planning to do is to really take us through the 7 steps and having a few minutes of reflection and time for meditation in between each of the steps. I'm also, thanks to a wonderful colleague of mine, sharing some quotes from some of the guides, the luminaries, the wisdom holders of a number of the world's sacred traditions. Definitely not all of them, just a few of them. So again, there are 7 steps. Maybe I'll just tell you the 7 steps and then we'll go back through one at a time. The first, and again, his feeling, what he wanted to do along with these colleagues from many different traditions was to get to some of the essences that seem to be present and important in most, if not all, of the world's sacred traditions. So the first step is, may we be happy and healthy. The second step is, may we be grateful. The third step is, may we be transformed. The fourth step is, may we be loving and compassionate. The fifth step is, may we be mindful through our breathing, or may we be present. The sixth step is, may we become wise through the use of meditation. And the 7th and last step is, may we be of service to all people. So that's the kind of overview of the steps as were created by Ed Bastion, and there's a book and so forth. So we will begin with step 1. May we be happy and healthy. May we align with noble intentions. You might ask, why do I meditate? A Malagasy proverb says, let your love be like the misty rain, coming softly, but filling the river to overflowing. So I'll invite you now to take a deep breath, settle into the space of your heart, recall your longing to be more present, more fully loving, more fully whole for yourself, for others, for the world. Let your purpose arise gently to awaken compassion, understanding, and peace. I just invite you to reflect on that for a couple of minutes before we move on. The next step is to awaken gratitude, gratefulness. Meister Eckhart said, if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it will be enough. I think Annie Lamott said something like that too. So I will invite you in this next couple of minutes to ask yourself, what am I grateful for? And recall something, however small, for which you are grateful. Let the feeling expand like sunlight through fog. Let gratitude become a quiet joy that softens resistance and opens your heart to the sacred. Just invite you to reflect on that for a couple of minutes. Next, we'll reflect on transformation, healing, and growing. Rumi said, "Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop." Ask yourself, what do I need to release, forgive, or transform? The next little bit, you might bring to mind any hurt, fear, or burden you carry. Acknowledge it without judgment. Breathe into it with compassion. Ask for the strength to let go, to forgive, to grow. See yourself as becoming more free, more loving, more whole. The fourth step is, may we be loving and compassionate, all about cultivating universal love. You might ask, how can I love more fully and inclusively? The Dalai Lama said, love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. Feels very important in this day. So in the next couple of minutes, if you just take some time to reflect, let your love begin with yourself, then extend it outward like ripples in water to loved ones, strangers, even those who we find difficult. Include all beings in your circle of care, gently and steadily.
Okay.
The next step is about presence, dwelling in the sacred now. May we be mindful through our breathing. We might ask, can I rest in still awareness? Psalm 46, verse 10 says, be still and know that I am God. So in the next few minutes, I would invite you to let thoughts rise and fall like waves. Allow yourself to simply be, not grasping, not fleeing, present, alive, held by a greater silence. Rest in this presence without effort. It is the heart of all traditions. step 6 is, may we be wise through meditation. May we be open to sacred guidance. You might ask, what wisdom wants to speak to me now? In the Rig Veda, this quote, "Truth is one. The sages call it by many names." So in the next few minutes, I would invite you to let the wisdom of the world's teachers speak through your breath, your being, your silence. Whether it comes as words, images, or feelings, receive it gently. Let it illuminate the path that is uniquely yours, yet deeply connected to all. And the last step in this series of steps of ISM is, may we be of service to all beings. A return to compassionate action. Mahatma Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. So you might ask, how will or how have I served life today? And as you reflect on this, think of your presence being a refuge, your words a balm, your hands an offering. Even one small act of kindness can ripple infinitely outward. So let's take just a couple more minutes to reflect on that. I'll close with this short prayer or reflection. In this shared breath, may we remember our unity. In this stillness, may we find strength. In this love, may we be moved to serve. I thank you all for sharing this practice with me, and hope that it found some resonated in some places for you. And we'll have a few minutes to, if anybody has anything they'd like to share or ask or whatever. Thank you.
Thank you. I will go ahead and stop our recording. So whatever we share